If you thought Marvel couldn't get any more degenerate, the company's upcoming Ironheart TV show, which is going to be on Disney Plus here in the next month, took it to the next level as they have a drag queen playing a gender-confused character named Slug, who, of course, robs from the rich to somehow shift power dynamics in Chicago. Roll this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to head on over, become a subscriber. I'm only doing about 2 videos a day here on YouTube, but I'm cranking out between 5 to 7 articles, sometimes even more a day. So if you're not a subscriber, you're missing out on all of that pop culture news and some topics here that obviously YouTube suppresses. So you definitely want to head on over and become a subscriber on Phantom Pulse so you don't miss out on any of that stuff. And that's just what I'm doing. We also have my co-owner, John Della Rose, who's putting out between 3 to 5 articles a day as well, so you don't want to miss what he's covering. And we also have guest authors as well as syndicated columnists such as Brian Niemeyer and Isaac Young. With that out of the way, let's get into this right here. So on a puff piece for the upcoming Disney Plus Ironheart TV show in Entertainment Weekly, it was revealed that Merrell, Jaren Kyei Merrell, who is a drag queen and uses the stage name Shea Couleé, plays a character named Slug, who he describes as a really fierce hacker. He went on to share, "I help a group of urban Robin Hoods to take away from the privileged and help give back to the community. I'm there to help out on all the missions that go down, trying to shift this power dynamic in this version of Chicago we see in the show." However, the character is not fighting on the front line, but is more in the vein of Luther Stickle from the Mission Impossible franchise. Merrill explained, "I'm more of the, I'll drive the getaway car, hang out in the van on my cute little laptop with my fierce nails and help you hack these mainframes." Almost basically sounds like Arrow, right? But instead of the pretty blonde being the kind of like tech sidekick, we get a gender-confused drag queen. Marvel really knows how to sell it. On top of this, the character will also be pushing and attempting to normalize gender ideology to viewers. Merrill repeatedly referred to the character with plural pronouns, saying this, "From my understanding, this version of Slug they're presenting is someone who's being referred to as a code name. I don't want to give too much of their backstory away. They need an alternative code name to go by because there could or could not be some people looking for them." So clearly all forward with the gender ideology, pronoun nonsense in this show. And they're clearly trying to promote it as something to be emulated, modeled, and normalized, given the fact that this character is a sidekick, part of the so-called good team. Next, he shared that the character is a drag queen as well. He said they've kind of left drag. They are a drag queen, but it's kind of a past life. You see them in drag, but it's kind of in the context of flashbacks before where they are now because they're trying to be on the low. He then added the now standard lie that gender ideology somehow makes one authentic and true despite it being a lie. He said, "Finding ways to exist in a way that felt truly authentically me and also to the character was really cool." And it's absolute nonsense. Total nonsense because he's rejecting his own sex, right? So he's not actually being authentically himself by denying the sex that God made him. That's a total lie. But yet we see this repeated time and time again to try to justify this evil, and that's what it is. So this show is an absolute disaster. It should be boycotted. I will not be watching this whatsoever. I think a lot of people aren't going to be watching it either just because it just looks like absolute trash from the get-go. But Marvel never should have produced this. And given the fact that they obviously did indeed produce it, they did make it, they have the moral responsibility to not broadcast it. And it should be shelved. It should never see the light of day. If they want to, they can take a tax write-off, whatever. But this evil should never be shown to people. Yet that's clearly what they're going to do. So anyone trying to say, oh, Disney has put the woke away, Disney is changing, they're getting rid of the woke, they're not being SJWs anymore, it's just absolutely not true. They are still going full bore ahead with this agenda. This Ironheart show is an example of that. They aren't changing. They aren't changing. They are still pushing this stuff. If they were changing, this show would be shut down. It would not be broadcast. It would not be airing on Disney Plus. And we know that they can take stuff off of Disney Plus because they did that a couple of years ago when they did like that. They got a $1.8 billion tax write-off, and they pulled that Willow show from Disney Plus almost immediately after it concluded its first season. So if they can do that, they can obviously take a tax write-off where they don't even broadcast this whatsoever, and it is their moral responsibility to do so. But they're not going to because they are clearly trying to push this evil agenda, and that is what we have seen them do time and time and time again. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.